Hunting in Alaska isn't what I dreamed of as a boy. I suspect that's true of most things in life. But the valleys and mountains are rarely teeming with game like I imagined. Every bear isn't a man-eater. And with each season, I find the wilderness to be less of a sort of proving ground and more like a furnace that refines me. Coming off a month scaling the sheep mountains, time in the Super Cub on the way to moose camp forces one to be still, to anticipate, and I think most importantly, to reflect. The contrast is stark as one crosses the divide from the northern Brooks Range to the southern. In minutes, the barren snow-covered slopes give way to green spruce, red berry bushes, and golden cottonwoods. With each descending mile, the creeks converge into rivers. The water gets slower and darker. The mighty Yukon awaits us. I still scan every thicket edge, gravel bar and ridgeline looking for game. But after 25 years, I know now it's not the animals that call me back to the wild. It's something physically intangible and indescribable. Several times in my life I've felt this call so strongly, there was no mistaking it, no denying it. I've found it on mountaintops and on sunny days, but it seems to be most profound in the storms. The midnight tromps through swampy valleys, and in the deep, brushy canyons. I never read about it in the magazines, but make no mistake, it's there. If you hunt Alaska long enough, you too will find it.
You can hit places in Alaska that people have never been or haven't been for a long time.
Makes me feel about that tall.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can tell you. Makes me feel that tall.
And it's just, I enjoy it. If I kill something, that's a bonus. But I don't really need to kill anything anymore. I've killed my share of animals.
Mm-hmm.
I just enjoy it.
We decided this year we were going to try to pioneer some new territory. And the linchpin to any Alaskan hunt, particularly a fly-out hunt, is the airplane. So you've got to find a place that looks good and has game, but more importantly, you've got to be able to find an area where an airplane can land. And we found some great looking country, but it took a while to find a spot where Matt could work. So he rolled a few spots. He'd basically get his Super Cub down and go fast enough to where he wasn't intending on landing, but slow enough to where he could roll his tires on the ground to make sure that the ground was firm, wasn't too rough. And after doing that a couple of times, a few different locations, Matt found a spot that he could work with, and I found a spot that looked like it would be good to hunt. And so we called her good, and threw out the gear, and decided let's give it a whirl for a few days. Alrighty, moose camp. Hunting some new turf. Looks like some pretty good country. Got lots of little draws. Not a real, you know, prominent, ideal observation point or glassing point, but yeah, you don't always get that. But got some little saddles here. Got camp right down in the bushes, right off the airstrip. Got a nice little tucked in little hidey hole, stay out of the wind. Definitely can see pretty good out that way, but be able to call into this valley down here. That's a moosey looking son of a gun, but all these draws here. We saw a few moose coming in. Nothing real impressive or anything, but yeah, this is good moose country, so a little bit of luck, a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, a little bit of calling. I think we'll bring a big bull up.
Nature is not a chain, nature is a spider web. As humans, our ecosystem, each and every one of us, is a strand in a web. We're all connected. We all have a unique purpose. And the purpose of everything in nature is to live its life, to give life to another organism. And that's what our purpose is. If you want something new to come alive, if you want to make a change in your life, something old has to die. So often in life, you know, we see people, they get to some elevated position or they have something that looks pretty attractive. You think, wow, must be nice. They don't see what it took to get there. The greatest blessing, perhaps, that I had, two things. My parents taught me how to work, and I was hungry.
Oh, well, we got some, looks like nice weather today, this morning. Today my goal, more so than finding moose, is just to find the best vantage point from which to center our efforts. We've got this ridge here with these little saddles. Just want to find the best spot to call from, the best visibility. Don't want to be moving around all day. It's kind of tempting to go look in all these little pockets, but this style of hunting on foot, that is, primarily your most effective method is calling. Sometimes definitely you're spotting a bull and sneaking in on them, but they've got to, you know, you want to try to get them obviously close to you because you got to pack the things out. About a bazillion trips, so just gonna find the best spot, which I'm hoping is right up here, where I'm thinking somewhere right up here. Got this valley coming over, this valley coming over, this valley coming over, and this little saddle here. So I think that's somewhat where we're gonna concentrate most of our efforts, pretty close to camp. There's some other ridges here where the planes can land if we shoot a bull closer. Kurt Packingham will be hunting moose. His brother Trent will be looking for a grizzly bear. So we're trying to kill two critters with one go round here. They're definitely both here. So yeah, looking fine day. Porky! Porky! The booner. I'd be lying if I said he didn't scare me a little bit. He turned right around and there he was walking right at me. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, it's blowing about 40. Spotted a bull, looks like about 60. Down near the bottom. Blowing so hard, shaking the scope so bad, can't tell too much about him, but yeah, he's right in that upper 50, low 60, can't really see his points, but pretty pretty decent bull either way. But that's all that I've seen. Surprisingly, this morning it was fogged in when I got up. The valley was filled with fog, couldn't see anything. I just went back to bed. Yeah, that's a good sign. Got one good bull in the area. He's just kind of raking his antlers. He's all polished up. Most of them will be this time of year. 90% or better usually. That's a good sign. Got one good bull in the area. Have to work on calling him in a little bit, but that's pretty much the name of the game here anyway. You usually got to call him to you. Yeah, you can see him walking across there pretty good. Yeah, he's getting a little ruddy, this big guy. He's thrashing brush a little bit. She's just kicking in though. Usually this first hunt, a lot of the bigger bulls especially won't be very responsive to calling. Younger bulls more so. But yeah, you get them in the right mood. Definitely the big bulls will come in, but older, a little bit more mature bull like that one, he's not you know, quite in the prime of life yet, but he's pretty good. A lot of times you'll see them for several days, call to them, and it'll take several days before they'll actually come in. You know, they'll hear you every day, but you know, their internal rut clock, whatever you want to call it, you know, that'll kick in at different times. So they'll just sit up here on this ridge and call and call and call, and we'll definitely have some moose activity up here. There's sign, quite a bit of sign around here. Should be a good hunt. Hunters are supposed to come in today. Not if the weather stays like this. Visibility is about 60 yards. Wind switch though during the night. Was out of the north, now it's out of the south, so hopefully this will warm up, break out of here. Wind's picking up too. Got a few gallons in the water catchment. May we all, may we all. Yeah. Well, the visibility's improved from 100 feet to 200 feet. However, it's gusting 50 at this point. No, I doubt it. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell the Packinghams. I think I'm blaming it on them. I think they bring this weather with them wherever they go. Yeah. Yep, I'll call you if it improves. Otherwise, I'll just call you and check in the morning. Roger that. You bet. Bye. Well, he's giving her a shot. You can see the wind hitting him pretty good there. As long as the wind stays steady, it should be pretty darn good for landing. A little bit downhill, so not an ideal direction for this spot, but see him crabbing into the wind, got a little bit of cross.
I'm thinking there's no goddamn way he's landing on that mountain. When we come onto that mountain, and I'm looking, and I started grabbing everything I could grab, because I knew we were going over.
Expertly done.
We landed and stopped. And I went, this is cool.
I was just looking at that, I'm like, Man, don't do it. This ain't gonna work.
A bear, maybe. A moose, no way.
Yeah, no way. I mean, don't do it. So, okay.
I'm lazy enough for all three of us, so don't worry, don't have to worry there.
Worked better than I thought it was gonna.
Yeah? Yeah?
Look at him like, boy, I don't know. She is a little breezy up here. So take her.
Yeah, the weather's kind of falling back down on us a little bit. Matt figures he'll be able to make it through this range of hills, kind of dies off a little bit, and he can get into town, so. Young man knows what he's doing in an airplane. Yeah, wind's pretty much the same, maybe even steadier than it was before. Weather's obviously a little gnarly. Matt just wants to get Kurt out, get the stuff out.
By gosh, he just follows that thing. And I said, have you ever landed here? And he goes, nope. And I'm thinking, ooh.
Yeah.
Ah, we're moving quick. Hear that echo going down through that canyon. That's why you see those bulls miles away. And the next morning you wake up and boom, they're 200 yards from camp. About 8:30, haven't seen a thing yet. But it'll happen. On the back side here, I don't see any antlers. I didn't bring my scope with me, so it must be a cow or a young bull. Right there. And then there's another one right in there. They're not big bulls. If they were big bulls, I'd see antlers. If they were in velvet, probably be pretty tough to see, but so far every bull I've seen has been polished, and typically they are, but once in a while, what do we got here, 8th of September, once in a while you'll see one with velvet on still, but not too often. After 4 days of rain, finally got a little reprieve. I guess 3 days of rain. There's Kurt. It's always nice when you can see all the country from one spot, but when you're landing on ridge tops, you're usually trying to watch two sides. So there's Kurt obviously watching in this canyon. Camp's right over on the other side of the spruce tree. Trent is sitting just 50 yards from camp, watching this valley. I walked over to this valley behind me, called down in there, just to get the cow calling off into that country, so any bulls around there hearing it, and they're hearing it day after day after day, and eventually the idea is the mood strikes them right, and phew, up they come the hill, and hopefully you wake up one morning, there's a 65-inch bull standing on the airstrip. Works like that once in a while, actually fairly regular, but this style of hunting, landing on the ridge tops, that's the way to do it. It's really the only way to do it. But you eliminate a lot of competition, because most guys are going to be hunting the river, obviously, because the ease, and it's an inexpensive way to hunt or to cover country. This is all super cub work, and that airplanes are expensive. So you pretty much get away from the crowds, that's for sure. Pretty cool way to hunt. Yeah, it looks like this ceiling's socking back down on us, so Well, all is well right now, but I'd say in about 20 seconds we're going to be socked in. Could literally see 3 miles that way 20 seconds ago. Got one bull bedded in the slough, and then this other one was working across. And the one bedded in the slough must have hurt him because he stood up. I think he's mid-50s, near as I can tell, but I haven't got a great look. The other one working across, probably low 50s is my guess. Maybe 55. Neither one of them are giants. But sure nice to see some activity, particularly at 4 in the afternoon this early in the season. When it rains it pours, huh?
Yeah.
Got 3 bulls in the last half hour.
Should I go try to find him?
Yes, exactly. Ah, shit, he's going into the timber. There, you can get a look at him. You see him?
Yeah.
Is he looking at you?
I can't tell.
Got a pretty fancy electrical tape job on my watch. My $10 special broke the pin in it. At any rate, so that bull that we spotted was right there. So we watched him for about 5 minutes tops. We've been glassing just right in the backside of this line of alders. So he was only about a mile away, but the wind is at an angle of about like this. It was pretty much blowing right at him at the time. So that bull, I know he smelled us, he knows we're in here. But he just turned around, went into the brush, raked some brush. He wasn't boogered at all. But in my experience, as long as you don't pressure them, a lot of times they'll hang around your camp, they'll hear you, they'll smell you, they won't go too far away. But it seems like if you go in there and try to push them, they kind of know the difference. So, yeah, as you saw, it's almost 6 now. In the evening, this early in September, it doesn't seem like they're typically moving till usually well after 6, but oftentimes more like 8, 9 o'clock, and it's pretty dark at 10. I suppose you could shoot if you really knew what you were shooting at, but that's getting pretty darn late. So I think with the wind as it is now, what we'll probably do is just sit tight, obviously watch for him. He knows exactly where we are. He heard us calling when we were calling to those other 2 bulls down on the bottom, 1.5 miles away. So he's a little bit less than a mile away. So I think we'll probably just hang back. If the wind was right, I'd get in there, sneak in there, get a little closer, set up, call, till more or less dark. But as it stands now with this wind, it'll be way too easy for him to swing downwind of us. And it's just one of those things, 15 years ago, I'd have went and tried to make something happen, but I've done it enough, screwed it up enough, and learned enough that experience tells me, yeah, you might not see him again, but chances outsmarting him, I'd say he's a 60-inch bull. Just right there in that class, little less, little more maybe. He's no dummy. So think we're probably just going to be patient with him and wait for him to make the mistake. The wind has changed from northwesterly, blowing right at him, to more westerly. So it's 20 after 8, getting a little bit late, but I think we can afford to take a little bit of a go here. We're going to slip down, stay on this side hill on this firm ground, get over in here, try to get someplace where we can see off this back side so he can't circle downwind of us. Try calling a little bit. If it doesn't work, we'll boogie out of there. So that's our plan. A little bit risky not trying it either. I mean, we know he was right there. He's probably within 400 yards where he went into the timber, which was right there. So it's only 1,200 yards from camp here. So I think we're gonna give her a go. Is right up here. Well, we made a move on him. The wind switched just enough, and the sky cleared. I thought we had a pretty good chance. I figured, you know, I knew we got within 200 yards of where we last saw him, so I figured we had a good shot. I still think we did. I don't think we blew him out of there. You know, he might have left. We last saw him about 6 hours ago. But we knew he was in the area. He was a good bull. I think he was well over 60. What I could tell, it looked like he had good brows.
I was excited, obviously. You get going. And I mean, looking at the terrain, looking at the moose, and he went into the trees or wherever he went. And I remember we stayed there for a while, and you said, it's time to go. Let's go back. And I remember thinking, this isn't going to be as easy as I thought.
I just figured it was worth a shot. I'd rather shoot him in the morning anyway. So we called to him. Half hour. Never heard or saw anything, so we just backed out. Try her again in the morning. Sounds like a bear in the den.
No,
You need anything?
no, I'm good.
Okay, alright, well, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, whatever.
Got a nice boar, grizzly. At least I'm pretty sure it's a boar. Big nose, long legs, 8 foot plus. First grizzly bear we've seen. Kurt saw a black bear, saw one a cub yesterday. Walked over, looked off a little point, but he's just covering country. He's 3, maybe 4 miles away. Walking faster than we can, that's for sure. But good to know he's in the area anyway. And over here we have a cow moose and a calf. It was another long day of glassing, and Kurt and Trent, they both decided they were heading back to camp for happy hour. It was just about dark, and I decided, I'm gonna stay out here a little while longer. You guys pour me one, I'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Camp was only 200 yards from where we were glassing. And sitting on that hill, I looked up at the skyline, and I just saw these silhouettes. I'm like, what the heck is that? There are not many caribou in that country, but that was my first thought. But it just didn't look right. Put my binoculars up, and I'm like, holy smokes, that's a pack of wolves. I watched them a little bit, and they headed down this ridge. Well, there's at least 11 of them. And I'm not noticing any young ones. It's just a pack of adults. A little too far, a little too late for us to really go after them. Kind of was hoping they'd come this way. I've tried to howl, but it's pretty windy. They don't seem to be hearing me. They're well over a mile away. Probably a mile and a half. Yeah, maybe more. Mile and a half, 2 miles maybe. That's pretty cool. I wonder what a pack like that needs to survive. I mean, they gotta kill a moose every couple days, and I'm sure they do it easily. 11 of them. Whew. It'd be a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. Grab the guys, maybe they'll come this way.
My first thought is that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I've seen it on National Geographic, whatever, and I couldn't keep from not looking at them. I mean, they're beautiful animals, beautiful.
Never seen anything like that, and there's a bunch of them, and just watching them walk around, and you could hear them every now and then.
You see it?
Oh yeah. How many is there? There's at least 9. In all my years of guiding in Alaska, I've never seen a wolf pack that size. I'd say they heard that call.
You think that was it?
Oh yeah. I just gave one moose cow call, and then that whole pack erupted. I think they're on the same ridge as last night. As soon as I made that second cow call, bam, here they come. Oh boy, they're all trotting. Look at this in this. Oh, you can see.
And when they were coming, I
That's-
said, this is going to work.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
when I thought,
Yeah.
we have a chance. Down they come. Thing is, when you called, I was looking through the binoculars, and they all came into a pack. They were all spread out. They all came into a pack, and they were prancing around. And then you called again, and they started howling and got in a straight line and headed right toward us at a dead-ass run. And I went, holy mackerel.
So we hustled into position, got Kurt and Trent set up prone, and it didn't take long, and out of the timber, here they come.
Find them with your naked, they're straight ahead. Don't move too much. Just wait till I say shoot. I'll give you the range. be out of sight for a little bit.
They knew exactly where that call came from. Exactly.
We had to run to the tent, get our guns. We,
Yeah.
you know, we were just finishing breakfast, getting ready to go out and sit. And when they started coming. So we laid down with our packs on, rested on our packs, and when they showed up, you were saying, I'll tell you when, I'll tell you how far they are, and you kept calling yardage, and then you went, oh shit, they're not going to stop.
200. Wait for them to stop. As soon as they stop, open up on them. Wait for them to stop.
I didn't know what to do.
I thought,
You know, if it's one animal, that's different. But I think there was like 10 of them, because not all of them were in front of us. Some of them, I believe, went around. And that's how good of hunters they are. And I just, it was crazy.
it was the beginning of a dog food commercial. I'm thinking, oh my Lord.
As soon as they stop. Woo! Woo! Plug them. Hit them. There's a black one coming out. Shoot that black one. Woo! 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 That one's stopping. Woo! Drilled him. All right.
We got two, don't we?
Yep, at least two. Watch the barrel, watch the barrel.
No, I'm.
Yep, I'm sure. All right, there's one farther out there. Take a putt right behind that spruce tree. He's gone now.
There's one. Two dead for sure.
All right, rifles are safe. I think you guys both hounded that same one. I didn't. They would have came. In all my years of guiding in Alaska, watching those wolves come in and having them get so close, that was one of the most surreal experiences I've ever had. And I remember afterwards, I didn't know what to think. I didn't really know what to say. It was, I just couldn't process that actually happened. It was almost beyond comprehension.
I shot at a black one. Yeah, somebody shot at the black one. Saw that one. I don't know where it hit, but I see it hit. But that's close, man. That wolf is.
I was dead on the last one.
Boy, it would have been hard to see him here now. Holy smokes, that was lucky. I think you guys both hit the last one because just poof, you guys shot pretty much at the same time. Well, aside from a wolverine, that's the toughest animal in Alaska to get right there.
Yes?
Oh, hell yeah. There's the only thing comparable is a wolverine. A wolverine's about 10 times harder, but a wolf is the hardest, for sure. How's that for some morning excitement, huh?
Yeah, it was one work.
We weren't here any too soon. I mean, it was like, what, a minute? And all of a sudden, here they come.
They come in quick. Real quick.
I suppose, you know, it makes sense. A big pack like that's going to be a lot more bold than a single wolf. Like a single wolf, they're usually going to slink in and circle downwind. And
Another thing, I think they were somewhat confused to start once we started shooting.
oh, certainly. There again, and that's probably that group effect, you know. Well, one slows down. Well, should I slow down? What? And that sound today, it was almost like dead. I mean, your rifles were so quiet. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know the damp air or what it is, but yeah, I suppose they've maybe never heard gunshots before. Oh, that was pretty amazing. Oh, the video of that should be sick because I've got it on a tripod. They're coming in the whole time, and then right away my battery goes change battery pack. Well, yesterday I had like 80 minutes, so it was like 3/4 full, but it's cold this morning. Oh, that was unbelievable.
That was pretty neat.
To see them just coming in on a dead, and you know, I don't think, well, we could look at the video, but I don't think the whole pack was in there. I'm guessing there was like 8 or 9. I don't think all 13 were there. I wonder if the other ones were kind of lagging behind.
To see what's going on.
Yeah, to kind of, you know. But yeah, right now it would have been pretty dicey with the fog. That was just timed out perfect. Go check them out. Ooh, that's a big one. That's got to be a male.
Yes.
That's a big wolf. Is that cool?
That's pretty cool. That's whole, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a female.
Yeah, definitely a fair bit smaller than that other one, isn't it? Well, that's a good sized wolf though. I mean, that's definitely a fully mature female. Yeah, she got dusted, didn't she?
Yeah.
I gotta think, of all the video that I've ever filmed, all the things I've seen, that is definitely one of the coolest.
It's gonna drive him crazy. No, I think I'll just have the rug with the head, you know, somehow.
Yeah, I want a full body.
Yeah, and what did you say last night? What are the odds of us shooting one of those wolves? I'm like, ah! Or what are the odds of them coming into camp?
Right, yeah.
I tried howling at them last night, but it was too windy, they couldn't hear at all. And boy, this morning it sure worked. Just so much of hunting's just right place, right time.
We're lucky, and they're beautiful animals.
Beautiful area.
Oh.
It's a little foggy today, but I'm telling you, you can see for miles and miles.
We were curious as to what those other 5 wolves did. I'm sure they had a role somewhere, whether they were, you know, we were thinking they're either coming on the flanks or they're doing something. I'm sure they were working it together, but these 8, they were coming in hot. There's no doubt about that. And what I find fascinating is never seen a big pack like this, anywhere near this. But when they're coming in by themselves, they're a lot more careful, you know, so it's a different dynamic, obviously, when they're working in a pack. They're I guess it's just natural, they're going to be a lot braver.
I don't know how anything can outrun them. They move so quick.
Oh, they were here in a heartbeat. We barely came from our camp, which is what, 100 yards?
Yeah, you guys both weren't set up. It wasn't a minute, and we could see them.
Oh, yes.
And they were under 400 yards, so they went from over a mile to 400 yards, just like that.
Oh.
And Billy's so good that we shoot these. We're about 100 yards from the camp, so we don't have to carry anything too far.
Well, when you don't get up farther than 100 yards from camp, you're not going to shoot anything farther than that. Yeah, I've never seen a wolf here. In 6 years of guiding this area, never seen a wolf. That's why there's moose. But I mean, they're obviously here. But
that's why they're here now.
Yeah,
because of all the moose, probably.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then that's just exactly right. You know, this country, there's so many moose, and you know you're gonna get an ebb and a flow. You know, so now the moose are just prolific, and the wolves are coming in. And I figure there's actually not that many wolves here. This particular area there is more, but you go a little bit farther west where I typically hunt, never seen one. But my theory is because there's little to no caribou. Different times of the year they need caribou, different times of the year the moose. And that's probably why they're in such a big pack. They need, you know, because I'm guessing their vast majority of their diet's got to be moose in this country, and obviously the more of them, it's going to be easier tackling a moose. Sure. Caribou, I mean, a single wolf, I think just 1 or 2 wolves do just fine on a caribou, but yeah. And I'm sure a big wolf like this, he'll kill a moose, but obviously with a pack. Yeah. Very good. All right, well, you guys think you can hoist these babies and get a photo?
Yep.
All right. All right.
How do you grab it? Under the arms?
Under the arms, yep. Kurt's got the right idea. And you gotta smile while you're doing it. 1, 2. Just about halfway through the hunt. Had a little break in the weather. So we decided it's time, if we want to switch camps, to do so. So Kurt and Trent went back to town, and I'm stacking the gear up by the runway. And then I'll get out 2 loads, be me and a gear load. We'll go back to town and then hop in a 185, fly to a mine, and then shuttle into the new camp.
Hunting forces us to make choices, and the wilderness doesn't offer many shortcuts. No safety nets, and no guarantees. The adversities are endless, but so too are the possibilities. With so many variables at play in the wild, scenarios are rarely black and white. Our decision to relocate was based on experience and gut instinct. Outcomes here are irrevocable. Whether we choose wrong or rightly, as long as we survive, an experience, a lesson, something is sure to be gained. After our unimaginable encounter with the wolves, spirits were high as we settled into fresh country.
Got a little celebratory toast for this evening, eh? There we go. Can't even see you. Now I can see you. It was a little bit of work today, huh, boys? What do we got? 9:30. We just got camp set up. We started, what was it? It was about 2 o'clock when we started moving, all the moving. So 7.5 hours later, pretty much go, go, go. We're finally sitting down for tacos.
Well worth it.
Yeah, it was a heck of a day, that's for sure. So we're in moose country now. Day 5. She's blowing pretty good up here. 30 anyways. Best we've been able to see all day. Pretty much fogged in, socked in, I guess. Low ceiling all morning. 1:30 in the afternoon now. The wind is ripping over this ridge pretty good. Morning of, don't even remember what day it is. September 12th anyway. It is howling, the wind. Couldn't see very far earlier. We just finished breakfast. We're gonna head up. Just check it out anyway. But yeah, there's some gusts whipping through here. Holy smokes. I guarantee it's blowing over 60 up on top. But we're gonna go check it out anyway. Here we just got this laid down, but every once in a while you can hear these walls of wind just whoo, and all of a sudden the tent just erupts. Yeah, it's moose hunting in western Alaska, I guess. Day 7, I think. 10 o'clock. Got this bull about 55. He's with another one that's about 45. Of course, the 45 incher, last I saw him, he was coming into the calls, but this one's going away. Still windy, but we're happy it ain't raining, that's for sure.
Like I said, we should have the woodpecker.
Yeah, we'd have been in. We'd have for sure killed another animal by now if you had that.
Oh, it's my fault.
Yeah. Got a good bull, 60, low 60s maybe. Little afternoon. He's probably gonna go bed up, but he's the kind of bull we're looking for. I could just tell by that bull's mannerisms that he was pretty much ready. You know, he looked pretty much every time we called, and he was raking brush, and he stared in our direction a lot, and it just, his body language told me he was ready to come. He was ready to find a cow, and I told Kurt, we're gonna shoot that bull right out of camp the next morning. He's hearing the calls. Might have to be a tomorrow morning bull.
I remember laying under a tree, you're over there looking, and it's raining, of course, which I knew, and the rain's okay, but that thing had to be 5 miles away. And
Well,
you go look at it. You see the Mickey Mouse ears? And I go, yeah, I can see that. He goes, and you did say, he says, we'll get that.
Yeah.
And I thinking, I'm not walking that far.
Yeah. He was a long ways away.
Oh.
And you said he'll be up here in a day or two.
About 2 in the afternoon. We relocated slightly. Hiked about 3/4 of a mile up a little higher. Can almost see a little too much country, but it's good, moosey looking stuff. This is where we saw that big bull. He just went, first saw him right here a little afternoon, and he went in there. We lost sight of him. I'm guessing he bedded down in there, but been raining on and off. Kurt's right behind me, and then Trent's just a little ways watching the backside. So we're all about, oh, I don't know, 100 yards apart, I suppose. Getting a little different angles. Trent's looking for a grizzly, and Kurt's hunting moose, so we're trying to get a lot done with just the last couple days of this hunt. But that was a big bull over there. That'd be a good one. We're definitely going to key in on him. You always dreamed of ducking under an Alaskan alder bush to get out of the rain, Kurt?
Yeah. I've done it at home too, only it's not an Alaskan alder.
This is a living. I got to get Trent on camera.
Sleeping?
No. Well, I thought of that after I walked away too. Been given his, if I ever miss this place, I'm going to go put my rain gear on, turn my shower on, crawl in the shower, pull my pants down, and take a poop.
Why didn't the bad guy ever win?
Never.
Just to piss you off.
Never does.
Yeah, I don't know either.
People don't like a bad ending. That's why we're going to kill a moose and a bear on this hunt.
There you go.
That's right.
Maybe.
That's right.
Well, tell me how you really feel, Kurt.
I will tell you this, though, I do love you. I think you're a wonderful human being, and I know it's not your fault. But the whole system is lame. Damn. This thing's only 20-foot thick.
Yeah, the fog bank's sitting on the 20-foot level of wherever we are at all times.
Just follow the contour.
Yeah, that was a good one. Paid $20,000 to get wet, sit in a tent and read books. Are you sure you're not drinking?
I wish I was. Nothing to drink. It's done.
Well, I got just enough vodka to take the edge off tonight.
Okay. Well, it's one thing to be able to go hunting and not get nothing. I get that. That doesn't bother me. But every time I come up here, the weather is, and the disclaimers on every guy's thing. Well, you know, the weather could be bad. I think they go to guide school, learn to write that. It only happens with me. I hit that fly with my rifle. Keep that right above you. I know.
There's a trophy fee on flies. Wait, Kurt, how about I just put a fresh battery in the camera and send it in your tent and let you go on a rampage, a tirade?
Yeah.
That'd be good video, huh?
Yeah. Well, I need something to keep my f***ing mind occupied, I know that. I know if we were at work, somebody would be getting fired. It wouldn't be my wife, but she's been asking. To get fired? Yeah.
He went on for 20 minutes.
I was on a roll.
Yes, you were.
Then I said, I gotta pee.
And then he never came back. He got up to go pee, and I lay in there and I thought, that son of a bitch went out hunting. And so I went out and I looked, his gun's gone. So I put my stuff on. I went over to Billy's tent, said, Billy, Kurt went hunting. What do you mean he went hunting? I said, he's out there somewhere. I don't know where he is. So you got dressed and went out looking for him. I stayed back at the tent.
So Kurt and I had sat on that hill for maybe a half hour or so. The rain had let up. There was starting to get a few holes in the clouds, and we were pretty sure it was going to lift. So I started hiking back to the tent to grab Trent. And as I did, I went out to this edge of this ridge that we were landing on and glassed the other side of the valley. And through a little sucker hole in the clouds, I just caught a little flash of antler. Threw my binoculars up. Sure enough, it was him. When I ran back to tell Kurt, I said, that bull is right behind us.
And then you came back.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I knew, and you was right there. And he was a couple hundred yards, I think.
Let him get out in the open. Not this way, don't move.
Oh. Oh. Reload. Hit him again.
I don't see him.
Okay, he's right there. He's standing right there.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
He's standing right there.
Did I hit him?
I don't know. He's standing right there. Just take your time. Smoke him right in the chest. Okay, there you hit him. Reload. Okay, make sure you're gonna hit him right behind the shoulder. Make sure this one counts.
Can't see him.
Get up a little higher. Right behind the shoulder.
Where?
There, you drilled him. All right, put some fresh rounds in. Okay, he's not going anywhere, so take your time. Okay, you want to use my rifle? Hit him high on the hump, top of the shoulder. Point of the triangle. Hit him right in the spine.
How's the safety work?
Flip it all the way forward. Right in the shoulder. A little lower than you think. That's what a 375 does. All right, safe on the barrel. All right, we'll go on safety. I think you haven't ejected the round. What did I tell you? All right, well,
you don't want one in there?
No, but we'll be all right. That was the bull we saw last night. Garen frickin' tee it. And look what this weather's doing. Is this not by far the best we could see? I bet you Trent's wondering what the heck's going on. Let's see how far away we are from camp. Can you believe it? We'll come down to you. We'll come down to you. Can you believe it?
Unbelievable. Let's just hope he's legal.
Oh, don't give me that. No, he had, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't 2 bulls, but we were sitting here for so long. He's got at least 4 brow tines on either side.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely legal. He's a good bull. How many brow tines did you count? I think he's got to have 5 on that one.
5 on the left, I think.
No. Yeah, he's a big moose.
No, it's that one we saw. Good job, buddy.
For the second to last day, he's plenty big. No.
Noise.
What? Sandhill cranes. Now if we can get a bear to come in on this in 24 hours.
Where is he?
You can't see him, he's laying in the bush.
And guess what? My shell didn't eject again. It's like yours.
Really? It's amazing.
Got the same rifle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Weatherby?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a Weatherby fan. Holy smokes, and now the weather finally lifts. Can you believe that?
No.
Did you see him before?
I was standing over there for 45 minutes. I looked, I didn't see him coming, and he said, I'm going to go tell Trent what we're doing. He comes, he goes, hey, there's a bull moose. I'm thinking, there it is.
Yeah, he's the one we saw last night, called, or you know, right at noon and called to, and he went and bedded up. Yeah, I'm 99% sure.
It sure looked like him.
All right, so your chamber's empty, eh?
It is empty.
All right.
This is we're fogged in all day.
Yeah. What's about, what, 5:30?
Yep.
6 o'clock?
You get out of the tent and look, you couldn't see the damn mountain 100 feet away.
Yep.
Stubborn ass here. We'll sit in the fog.
Look at that. There's the sun right now. Well, you know, if he wouldn't have went out, we'd have probably be bumbling out of camp right now and we'd have shot it right there. Probably on the airstrip.
Maybe.
So it'd have been a lot easier if he'd have just sat tight and been a good sport.
Yeah.
I told you it's a good thing to come to Alaska. No worries.
Did you hear what I heard earlier, Billy?
Yeah, I heard, I got a little bit of it on video. Well, the audio part anyways.
Let's go.
Kurt was having a pretty good meltdown there. The camera's all foggy. Oh, it's internal or... Oh, it's not too bad, I guess. Yesterday, right at high noon, saw him just, I mean, think of the luck of that. You know, we saw that bull, called to him. We saw him for what, 5 minutes yesterday? Called to him, he looked, he saw us, he knew we were there.
Walked away.
And I told these guys, I'm like, at noon, this time of year, he's not gonna come in, he's too big old, he's too experienced. I say, might come in tonight, but good chance we might see him around here in the morning. Well, we were fogged in all morning, as I mentioned, and fogged in all day. Finally, literally, this is the first, really almost the first sunshine we've seen the whole hunt. I don't know how I can't believe this sunshine came out that fast.
5 minutes to 6.
5 minutes to 6 right now. And here we are. Holy smokes. And I think we got a pretty darn good bull waiting for us here. What, 200, 175, 150 maybe? He was about right in here somewhere when he first shot.
Stories that you've always told, they come within 10 feet.
Well, they probably could have gotten him in 10 feet.
Oh yeah. Time's
up, that's what we like to see.
Now don't try to wrestle this thing if he's still alive. I'm pretty sure he's not. Go check him out, brother. That's your bull.
Holy smokes. They're now big. It's huge. What'd I tell you?
Trent shot one in the Yukon. That's the one we saw, guaranteed. Tap his eyeball there with your muzzle. I think you'll make it, yep. Yep, nothing left in him. All right, and you're empty, correct?
I'm empty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that brow.
Yeah. He's there. He's there, buddy.
That's a good one.
He's there.
That's an old. He's got some age to him.
A lot of gray.
These things are.
You grab that foot and we'll
drag him up to the airstrip.
Why not?
Just got him and drag him up there and strap him on the plane, eh? Awesome, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
He's got a little bit of stink to him. Trent, now we got to get a bear in here, man.
Yes.
He is a bruiser. That's what it's about. Got that one done. Take a man down. Yeah, be real careful around the antlers.
Yeah.
Should be all right. Yeah, now the mosquitoes are out, aren't they? I guess we'll start with that.
Okay, Billy, get in there first. We can take some pictures here of you.
Did you think he was going to get it done there, Brother Trent?
Yeah, I figured he would. Went out in the rain. Everybody else was in the tent.
Anybody with any sense would have been in the tent.
Yeah, but being stuck in there for 3 or 4 days.
It's a good thing I'm a patient man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take it away for us there, Kurt man.
I apologize for earlier today, but I thought 3 days in the tent when it was foggy was enough. I never doubted you by any means. Then it kind of cleared up, went on top just to see, and then Billy came up and called me a knothead for being out in the rain.
Yep.
Went back to get you, and that's when he saw this, and worked out perfect. The wind was right, it wasn't foggy.
I was back at the tent reading a romance novel that Billy brought.
Yeah.
I think this was the bull that you were calling yesterday about noon.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the same one.
Yeah, and he was what, a mile and a half, 2 miles from here?
Yeah, probably well, at least 2 miles from here. We glassed him another half mile up on the hill.
And like you said earlier, the power of the call worked out great. He's a huge animal, he's beautiful, and I'm very fortunate, that's for sure.
Yeah, the camp is pretty much right through Kurt's Head, what, 400 yards. The airstrip is that knob right there is where we shot from. You can just see that little bush up there on the hill. Right there is where we shot from. And yeah, we still have 1 day left in the hunt. We were joking around a little bit in the tent. You know, had lousy weather. To say the least, and today was absolutely lousy. Once in a while we'd just get a little opening, and we were talking about going up this afternoon if it broke. Lo and behold, basically right when you shot this thing, the weather lifted. Yep. So you can fight Mother Nature all you want, but until she's ready to give it up, you're fighting an uphill battle. But no, I was so lucky yesterday. We hiked up on that ridge maybe half mile from the airstrip, and just a 5-minute window, we caught a glimpse of this bull before he bedded. We were able to call to him a little bit. He looked, he heard us, but he didn't come. And here he is, what, 30 hours later. Yep. quarter mile from camp, over 2 miles. So yeah.
Unbelievable.
How big do you think he is, Billy?
He's gonna be pushing 60, 58. Yeah, he's a good bull with those brows of mass, long tines, good heavy palms. Great bull.
Yep.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
satisfied. Thank you. It's unbelievable.
So we got a little work before us, but congrats, Kurt.
Thank you again.
And this is going to be our best chance for a grizzly bear, Trent, right here.
I know.
So maybe it's happened before. You'll wake up in the morning and there's a bear on it. We haven't seen a grizzly bear here yet, but
We'll see.
I do have a little blood on the old mug.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nice work, man. What do we do? What time was it we started? 7:15?
7. It's 8:49.
Ooh, that's cruising. Alrighty, man. Well, we're gonna pack her up, head for the barn.
Let's do it.
Caribou moss. Pretty good Brillo pad
Yeah, looks pretty
for the
good.
caked on blood. I gotta do a little lens cleaning, I know, but just ain't had time. Sweet, sweet. Job is done. Well, hopefully the ceiling stays high and we can stay high and dry and fog and roll out of here by afternoon. Who knows, maybe it'll get so cold tonight. We're due for a frost, overdue. Maybe it'll get so cold it'll squash that fog right down and that'd be good. Boy, you ain't a kidding.
That's all there is, brother.
That's it.
Is it even wet in there?
Oh, you. Don't worry. Don't worry. Usually it really gets you going. Out here in Alaska, I've seen it happen all the time. You'll think it won't be enough, and then bam, all you take some, and it happens right off the side of the tent. That's about him this hunting.
Cheers.
Just a minute. I got to mix mine. I can't drink it straight.
Even that little bit?
Even
Cheers. Ooh. Be a little fire in the hole anyway.
Remember time? I think it's clearing up over there. Right over there. Look at that whole sky.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I suppose towards the Yukon, little fog maybe moving in, but
This is called desperation.
oh boy, yeah, we're milking it for all it's worth, eh?
The wolves, I'll tell you what, that's a hunting machine. It's a hunting machine, all of those. And don't tell me they don't communicate.
They have to.
Well, that was cool. The howl.
Yes.
I mean, they didn't even budge. It just.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah,
I mean,
but you know
how
what?
long did they howl?
I'll tell you what, they knew it. They knew they were going to eat. That's what I think.
Yeah.
They said, we can get that one.
Well,
Let's just wait. We'll get him.
Yeah, they were clearly communicating. You know, whatever they were saying, who knows? But then when they heard it again,
it was
game on.
Look out! We're hungry. We're going to eat you.
Yep.
Yes.
And the apprehension set in for me when I saw them come.
I'm telling you what, they knew they had it.
Sure they did.
They didn't even slow down.
And the thing is, you called, and it's just unfathomable that they knew exactly where to come.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go 100 yards to the left or 100. They knew exactly. They had it zeroed in.
Where'd that moose come?
What?
Exactly where he called
Oh
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And when
within 50 yards.
Yeah. Well, when I first saw him, he was just actually where I first saw him. I'm sure it was exactly where he was when you know I ran back, grabbed you, and then we peeked over. I'm sure it's exactly where he was. He was in the same position. He was just sitting there. He's just looking and he's just listening. Time is a totally different thing to wild animals. Oh yeah, he knew. So he's just sitting there. I mean, he's probably been there all morning.
Could be.
I bet you he's been in that area from where we called down below, probably within a few hundred yards all morning. He's heard that noise. He's smelling.
Well, let's go. You know, what do we hunt most? What do I hunt most? Deer.
Deer.
I'm a deer hunting fanatic. You know, I go out, and I don't know how many times I see them coming, and they'll stop, like something's up.
Yep.
I've never met an animal that can stay in the same position and not move in my entire life. I'm going, you got to be crapping me. Yep. You know, in fact, it gets to the point if they're coming and they stop behind something, I'm thinking, did they get by or whatever? You know, I wait there 10 minutes and I go to move, they're gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah,
Smell good.
we'll find out if I like moose wiener.
Oh, moose. Fantastic. You ate some of yours? Did you eat any of yours in
No.
Canada? Oh, you had some though
I
beforehand?
had some before we went in.
You liked it?
Oh yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it
what
was good.
shocked me. He told me the first time I met him, we went up sheep hunting. He says, "You're going to like sheep." And I said, "I don't think so." He says, "Yeah, you are." He was right. It was good.
Good.
It didn't taste like mutton. It was good.
We used to go down southern Iowa deer hunting, muzzleload.
Yep.
Alert brought them tenderloin or whatever down, soaked them in soy sauce.
What? Tenderloin of what? Deer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Soaked them in something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. And it was, God, it was good.
Yeah.
Can you believe it's raining, Trent?
No, unbelievable.
Leaving camp, going over to finish caping the moose. There's a young bull, 30-incher, 35. Heard him grunting earlier this morning. Thought we heard a moose. Pretty bad when a 60-year-old guy that's worked in a machine shop all of his life hears better than the guide does. No bear on the gut pile. We still had one full day left in the hunt, and Kurt and Trent were more than willing to help pack out moose meat. But as I mentioned before, the airplane is the linchpin of an Alaskan hunt, and we had good weather. We had a bull down. We hadn't seen a grizzly bear in that spot up to that point. And Matt had a packer from town that was going to come out and help. And so he wanted to fly one of the guys out on that back haul. And Trent and Kurt both agreed. Adios!
You know, I enjoyed my time there. I want to get back to dry and warm. Shower. But it's always in my memory. Always. That's one thing that I'll always have.
Bye-bye, birdie. An adventure of a lifetime?
Yes, sir.
Kurt and Trent both do some flying, so they're kind of enjoying this bush flying, watching it, and taking part in it.
This guy's a stud.
Yeah, he can fly a cub, there's no doubt about that.
Whenever I go anywhere, I don't usually take a camera. But my thoughts, to be honest with you, when we took off, I was filming the takeoff because I wanted to make sure we made it. We took off before we went over that edge. And my God, we're okay. and then you turn to, at that point when I get back and you can take a shower and you're finally warm when you're out dry. Then I kind of get homesick. I want to go. Alaska, there's one spot I was in Alaska that I still consider the most beautiful place I've ever been. And that was the Arctic Wildlife Refuge. Because it's unbelievable. You could just feel it. And it made me quiver. I mean, this is, if you don't think the dear Lord exists, I'll pay for your plane ride to go up there and stay there for 2 days.
The smell, the feel, the rain.
I won't miss the rain.
I do. You know, it's special.
A fisherman's tackle box is filled with lures that are flashy and enticing. Some fish will bite almost any of them. But every angler knows that to catch the big one, the conditions must be right, and the bait must be irresistible, because the oldest and wisest have felt the sting of the hook. As hunters, we use camouflage, scents, decoys, calls, anything we can to deceive our prey. Like the animals we hunt, we too have an adversary, seeking to take our life. At no time in history has there ever been more lures thrown at us, just vying for us to bite. The water in our modern society is so muddy, it's often hard to discern a counterfeit. And it seems to me the more civilized we become, the gauntlet just keeps getting more ruthless. I go to the Alaskan wilderness each season to escape, to be free of the lights, the noise, and all the man-made distraction of this world. Amidst the bears, the storms, and the stillness, I find peace and oneness. Through the perpetual balance of nature, I see the Creator's handiwork. In the vastness, I feel His presence. And on occasion, when I'm wholeheartedly receptive and often utterly empty, I've heard His voice. For me, the call of the wild is nothing less than the call of God. When immersed in the Alaskan wilderness, every error of my ways, every fraudulent voice I've been listening to, and every impurity in my soul is exposed and in nature's time, filtered out. And as it says in Psalms 46, I am able to simply be still and know that I am God.
I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what, and that's the last thing you think. And I honestly thought it was because I was considering retiring, and it was going to drive me crazy, But in fact, we were down here at the pond. I had 4 or 5 couples, and we were having a bonfire. And like Trent said, they had asked me questions, and I knew the answer, but I couldn't talk. I mean, I could talk, but I couldn't
Couldn't get the words out.
And I remember the day, June 19th. I had to go out to our farm and replace a battery on the quad for Courtney's. And so she went with me, and I said, I'm going to talk to her. Because we're really close. And I couldn't think of anything. So I changed the battery, we had a beer, we came back, and I sat down in the couch right underneath the moose. This is the last thing I remember. She goes, I'm calling the doctor. Something's wrong with you because all your friends called and want to know what the hell is going on. And the next thing I do, I woke up in an ambulance going to the University of Iowa. And she took me from there and went down to Mercy Hospital, and they gave me a CAT scan, and they came out. I'm going to get emotional on this. The first thing that Courtney told me was the doctor came out from Mercy Hospital and said, we can't do this, and I just hope he makes it to Iowa City. Told my wife that. And so she had to call somebody because she couldn't ride in the ambulance. And then they got me in fairly soon. And the problem was COVID, you know. I could only have one visitor, and obviously it was her. And I went in for the operation. It was 5.5 hours. And they cut me from temple to temple. And they said it was a very old tumor. I'd had it for probably not my whole life, probably, but. And I remember thinking when I went in, I was never scared. I was not frightened ever. But I remember thinking that I was worried about Courtney. You know what? Because I realized if I go in here, I may not come out. You know, I knew that. But Lord worked in strange ways, because I came out the next day. Everything was perfect. The slap in the face was when they came back and said it was a stage 3 deal. But you know, the doctor, I asked him, I said, well, okay, how long do I have? He said, you sure you want to know? I said, yeah, and he said something. And I said, you're wrong. I'm going to make it. And that was 2 years ago. That'll be 2 years in June, so. But I think the person that suffered the most through this isn't me. It's my wife, you know, and she's quite a person. I'm grateful. I have a different attitude on life. I am retired pretty much. I go down and do the finances, but I don't think my purpose on earth is done yet. I think I can help a lot of people financially or some way, and that's what keeps me going. You know.
He's changed.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, it's people go through things in their lives. I've been through a divorce. That sucked, but you know. But I found the love of my life. You know, we'll be married 24 years this year. It's a journey. It's a journey that I still enjoy here. I don't want to pass away. We all are going to someday, you know. You just hope. You know.
I look forward to the next stage.
Sure.
Not that I want to go, don't get me wrong, but I'm not afraid.
I believe I'm more patient now. I was always very impatient. I think I give back more through charity events. And I try not to be judgmental. Everybody fights their own battle some way, somehow, somewhere.
Oftentimes, when the real trials and tribulations in life come, we are forced to be still. And almost instantaneously, the world around us seems to stop. We realize how blessed we are, what truly matters, and how fleeting life is. When we are still, we can receive God's word, His promises. We discover His truth is all we really have, and it's all we need.
For information on other DVDs, books, and modern-day mountain man apparel, log on to BillyMolesAdventures.com. Here you'll also find information on Alaskan hunting opportunities with Billy for Dall sheep, caribou, moose, brown bear, grizzly bear, as well as white-tailed deer hunting in Wisconsin. When he's not guiding, Billy travels across the country as a public speaker. His experience, knowledge, and passion for nature, along with his unmatched ability to relate his wilderness adventures to any audience, are the cornerstones of his dynamic, one-of-a-kind presentations. A master storyteller, Billy presents at corporate events, schools, universities, conservation organizations, wild game dinners, Christian outreaches, and much more. Just like the Alaskan wilderness, no one leaves a Billy Moles presentation the same person as they enter it. Log on or call for more information.
Can you believe that?
Boy, that's a great book you bought there, Trent.
And guess what? It was flamingo pink.
Nice. Let me see the cover of this thing.
Dolores Watson, no getting over a cowboy. That's not all. Here, let's hear some of the other books she's wrote. Let's see, what's this one? Those Texas Nights. Branded as Trouble. Texas on My Mind. Lone Star Nights. Blame It on the Cowboy. Join these cowboys that get wrangled by the love of some very unique women. The kind who can melt hearts and lay it all on the line.
Oh, what a day. Quit raining. Actually trying to dry a few things out here. And got a care package from home. Got a nice picture of a puppy from Charlie. Says I love you. And then Frankie, she's all about glitter and beads and all that stuff, so she made me that. I'm a pretty lucky guy.
Oh no, we won't be going to bed real early tonight.
What are we gonna do tonight?
Celebrate.
Gonna be a lot of eating,
A little bit of drinking.
a little bit of dancing.
I hope no sex though.
A little bit of fighting, lots of sex. Inside joke.
I got lost once.
I was bear hunting, I wasn't moose hunting. And my first thought was, I'm not going to get a bear because they're a long ways away.
I think your first thing was, how long would it take us to get over there?
Oh God, I don't think you could get over there.
We'd still be walking, probably.
Yeah. It was a long ways.
Oh my Lord.
Which was fine. You know, I just enjoyed being out there, and I was spotting moose everywhere along that river.
I whispered in your ear, aim high.
Good day?
It's a great day. Thank the Lord for today. Of course, I thank the Lord for every day. Except when it's raining.
Yeah, you weren't thinking. Trent, do you recall him thanking the Lord this afternoon?
No. Did I?
Not exactly.
Did I ever say his name?
No, you never said his name. No, I will say that. Well, there's some fog rolling in. And they're just coming in, as you saw, on a string, man. They're just coming. Shh. Trent said that's got a collar on it, which it'd be illegal to shoot it, as far as I know. But yeah, that was unbelievable.
He doesn't drink hardly.
Very seldom. I got 4 of these in my office. I got like 6 at home, and I don't know how many I got at my cabin. People keep giving them to me.
Yeah. Well, tell them you like Maker's Mark.
Okay.
Because that's what I like.
Yeah, they probably like you more when you're drinking, I guess. That's what that must tell you. Huh?
Just like the old Stick song. What is it? Something about I have plenty of friends, that is, as long as I'm buying.
All right.
The fun never ends. Yeah.
The meat or the antlers in the cape can't come out until all the meat's out.
Yeah, I get it.
Serious?
Yep. And that's a good law.
Absolutely,
it is a good law.
it
Yes.
should be.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So like if
I
a
didn't know that.
if a fishing game trooper flies in and the antlers and the cape, or just the antlers, namely the antlers, are sitting on the strip
And the meat's
and
still
the meat's
down there?
all there, boom, you get a wanton waste fine because he's going to assume that you're waiting for a plane.
Yep.
Grab the antlers, fly you out, leave the meat here for a bear to eat.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Oh yeah. And it's a good law. It's
I
a damn
agree.
good
Sure
law.
it is. I
Because
think
as a fish cop, how are you ever going to catch anybody? You know,
Right.
as a 1 in a million.
Yep.
The only way they ever catch anybody is people turn themselves in, or people call them in, catch them in the act,
Yep.
and then they put a case together.
Uh-huh.
You know, they got a tough job. So.
We'll cook them just like that.
Yeah.
You can't overcook a wiener.
No, that's the one good thing about them.
Nope. Can't overcook a wiener.
Is that what what's her face said? Little dirty cowboy.
Yeah, Dolores.
Can't overcook a wiener. The red hot tight jeans.
It's unbelievable. There he laid on the jeans with those faded jeans, those old boots, and a pair of red lace panties on his face. Are you what the hell?
Your book that you brought?
Like my wife says.
A little smoky.
You know the camera's on.
Yeah, that's right. I won't make I try to make them family friendly, so that stuff all gets cut on the director floor.
Yeah.
Like editing the video takes like just a few hours. You know, he sends me the rough cut, and I'm like, yeah, do this, that. Let's do this. What do you think here? You know, we collaborate a little bit. It's a lot of fun. But then we always get to the director's cut where it's a bunch of cussing, sexual innuendo. It's like, well, do we leave that? And it's like, I'm like, no, we gotta leave it. We gotta leave it. And then we got like 10 minutes of just the stuff. And then I get home always, and it's always like, we better cut that. Yeah. No, we gotta cut that. And then it goes from 10 minutes to 2. But it's like,
Gosh, I hope there's a bear on there.
Yeah, of
Could
all
be.
my, and that's what
You know
bear
what?
hunting's about.
There's going to be a bear, eventually.
I think so.
There's going to be a bear. But, you know, we haven't seen any.
I'll tell you what, those little suckers, I think, can smell them from 3 hills away.
Like I was telling you about the bloodhounds.
Yep.
Yeah. Their sense of smell is 7 times better than a bloodhound.
Yep.
7,000 times better than a human's. You will not fool their nose.
No,
What about the one that we saw when we first got
Yeah,
him? That one
he's
that we
60.
went. Yeah, he was a good bull
I didn't
too.
see his points. His palms were very long.
Right.
I couldn't see how wide
Right.
he was, but I mean, he was definitely legal. Probably over 60.
Yeah.
So this packer that I had, his name was Nick. Nice guy. He was from a little tiny village there in western Alaska. He was about 50 years old. Little dude, but he was pretty tough. And easygoing guy. He liked to smoke cigarettes. So Matt had a couple of gave him a couple packs of cigarettes as inspiration, and then of course he'll pay him once the moose is all packed out. You know, I was helping him. And we got it like 80% done that first day, and it started raining, and we tarped it up and just figured, we'll finish it up in the morning. Get back to camp, we're having a cup of coffee, Nick's smoking cigarettes, I'm cooking him supper, and he proceeds to tell me about all the interesting people he met while he was in prison. Just another day at the office. All the interesting people that you meet in Alaska, yeah. Got to go moose hunting with a convicted felon, so that was interesting. Yeah, his stories were original, let's put it that way.
But anyway, anybody I talk about, I said, I think the guides that we have made or broken our trips. Mm-hmm. And I've had several guides, and some of them were okay, but we get drunk, I'm gonna kick you. Because I really don't like you that much.
That might be like a good closing thought. We gotta put that on the director's side. Oh, shoot. All right, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. No, I think we got everything we need. No, that's all good.